How did you first meet up with Thomas and Sally?
Um, through an email, through the workshop.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you find it?
Through colleagues.
Okay.
They told me about this, about Tom and Sally Cook and how they work together as a team. And so I decided to join their workshop and just to see what they're all about.
And how did you like the workshop?
I really liked it. It was long, but it was very, very informative, and great prizes to be won at the end, and it was great.
So you learned a lot.
I did, yeah.
About the home buying process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what was the first thing you did with Sally to start off the process? Did you meet?
Yes, we met in person. My husband and I, Rick, we made an appointment to talk to her about the whole process and about what we were looking for, and we started from there.
So what were the biggest home buying concerns you had before you met with Sally?
Probably the main one was whether or not we were going to buy a condo or a home. I think we always were leaning more towards the home because of the maintenance fees, and some were a lot higher than others when it came to the condos. After speaking with Sally and meeting with her that one time for a couple of hours, she had thought that the house would probably have been her best option. Location was another big thing because for 31 years I lived in the same house.
I moved around a lot.
So we kind of wanted to be close to my parents, and we like this area that we're in now. But then obviously it's difficult to be there at such a high price point. What were some other concerns that we had?
Definitely price. That was a concern.
Price was big. Bungalow versus two-story. I had never been used to the fact that the main floor where you'd sort of entertain would have bedrooms on it. I was always used to a two-story, so I always kind of wanted that. But obviously that didn't happen with our purchase, but it was fine. Like I've learned to accept it over time. What else?
That's all I can
Pretty
really
much
think
it,
about.
yeah.
That's good. So what was the advice that Sally gave you for buying that house, for buying a house?
Buying a house? Definitely communication, just to look at our needs and our wants, and trying to, work together all as a team, and just trying to be firm about exactly what it is that we're looking for.
Oftentimes she had us speak to one another and make sure that we were on the same page, because we never really disagreed on the areas we wanted to be in, but sometimes Melissa might have had a need. For example, we looked at one home that was slightly not as convenient to take transit, whereas for me it was fine and dandy because I drive to and from work, but for her she needs to be accessible. So we just had to, on one occasion, we had to sit ourselves down and make sure that we were headed on the same direction.
Okay. When did you actually start going out to look at homes? Was it fairly soon after you met, or?
Actually, when we got back from our honeymoon, I'd been conversing with Sally for quite some time during my whole preparation for our marriage, and then I said to her, we're going to be away for about a month. We're on our honeymoon, and I will call you as soon as we get back. And so we've been looking for about 6 months now.
Okay. So what happened when you went out? You went out with both Tom and Sally, right?
Yes, not at the same time, but definitely if Sally wasn't around, Tom came with us, and we saw quite a number of homes.
Quite a variety.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how was the offer process handled?
Very well, I would say. We were a little nervous, but we were very happy we were the only offer that was put in that night. And so she talked us through everything at first, how the process is going to work, what to expect, and how we're going to go about this, how we're going to work together and get what we want as best we can.
What was the most exciting part of the buying process, and what was the scariest part?
The scariest part was definitely about the signing and the price, and just to see if everything, like our finances and the quality of the home that we're getting. The first part to that question?
Most exciting.
The most exciting was, this is our first home.
Most exciting was probably when she said, okay, they've accepted the offer, or we've come to an agreement, so the house is yours. Then it was reality, you know.
Yeah.
But the scariest part was probably signing the paper, and you feel like you're signing your life away.
What could you tell other people who are now choosing an agent to work with, and why?
Well, I'll definitely tell them experience is number one. Make sure that they know what they're talking about, and that they're honest, that your agent will be very honest and will help you find the needs that you are looking for.
For me, above all, to choose someone that they're comfortable with, that they think's knowledgeable, and I'm big on service. So if I have a question and then I email someone and it takes them 2 days to get back to me that shows they don't really care. So someone who maybe is there to answer questions, especially for two bananas like us, it was our first time. So we had so many questions.
And she was always there for us.
And she was always there to answer it, right? So that was a big deal for us.
Okay. So would you recommend Sally and Tom, and why?
I would definitely recommend them. They work great as a team, very knowledgeable, they're very kind, and they definitely looked out for us in our best interest.
Yeah, I would recommend them. Sally's definitely knowledgeable. She's been around for a long time, and she's there to answer any questions that you have. And for us, that was the biggest thing.
Yeah. She's very honest, very, very honest, and she's definitely highlighted. Before we made our purchase, she highlighted all the needs that we were looking for in the first place, and just kind of brought us down. So it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, we also valued her opinion because we know she's been through it herself, and has been through several properties and stuff, and so we valued her opinion when she said, you know what, you can do this to this house, or you can do that. So.
Okay, terrific. Thank you.
That's it.
Welcome.
That's it.